What's up, you guys? It's YuGiOh here, coming at you guys with the deck profile. Today we're going to profile Shaddolls. This is one of my favorite decks of all time. It's very versatile. There's a lot you can do with it. And I just want to share this with you guys to see what you guys think and, try to help Shaddolls grow. So let's get into this. So we run 10 Shaddoll monsters. I always felt that 10 was the right number. You shouldn't run more or less. And if you are, you're most likely doing something wrong unless you know something special that I don't know. So let me know if you guys can prove me wrong on that one. But we run 2 beasts. You don't want to draw more than one in your opening hand ever. You just kind of don't even want to draw it, in my opinion. Sometimes it's necessary to search, but outside of that, it is what it is. Just run 2 guys. Triple Falco, I think he's like the best guy. He gives you longevity. We talked about that at the showcase. Check that out if you guys haven't already. And then we run triple Schemata because he's basically, in my theory behind him, he's like a blank card. He's like an upstart, but he thins your deck of 2 cards and then gets you something else, right? So like you send Schemata, then you send Beast, and then you search, or you send Schemata, you send Beast, and then you draw. So that's like 3 cards out of your deck. One Hedgehog. My theory behind Hedgehog at 1 is that if you open multiples and you don't really have a way to fuse, or you use him adequately, which most of the time you don't, the thing you end up doing with him is setting him and hoping you get a fusion. And that's really bad because it makes you really slow and just leaves you open to die. So you don't want to do that, and you don't want to run more than 1 dragon because opening with multiple sucks, and opening with just the 1 of dragon sucks. So we run MSTs to basically make up for the stress of only having 1. Then we run 1 Armageddon Knight, 1 Blaze Man. They help you make up for the lack of Mathematician and El Shaddoll Fusion, and they're both searchable by Rota, so it's really good. Then we got the 1 Rota, the 1 Para Cerberus. Sorry, not the 1 Rota, my bad. We were 1 Mathematician, the 1 Para Cerberus. Mathematician is like the best indirect support, and they hit it to 1 because Konami hates Shaddolls. So you gotta run it, in my opinion. And Para it is nice to go along with it because they're both Earth. And then we run triple Effect Veiler. Now you can run Breakthrough Skill of Phoenix Chain if you want, or something else, but I choose to just run these and the strikes because Veiler doesn't really lose out to Twin Twister, and it's good against Monarchs because that's like your worst matchup besides Cosmos. And which is another reason why you see we only have 1 effect, 1 Max C, and because it's not really that good against your good matchups because you just put Wind on, you win. But then against your worst matchup, it's not good either because Cosmos and Monarchs don't really like spam too much, special summons. They don't need to just beat you. So it is what it is. 2 YuGiOh because it actually is very good at keeping Winda protected. It can protect your window and keep it so you guys don't die. And then also can help put out damage, especially if you can make a big play. Like I believe if you guys watch the showcase, I actually won a game because I Shushled them, and then I used YuGiOh and Shushled to attack for a game. So it can happen, it can come up. It's actually a very good card. Moving on to spells, we run the 4 fusions, 3 Shaddoll Fusion, 1 L. Unfortunately, L's at 1, and it's not as good without constructs here, in my opinion. So sadly, it's not as good, but it's still there. It is a good card. And then the triple fusion because against your worst matchups like Cosmos and Monarchs, I keep saying they're your worst matchups because they really are. This card's not as good, but against everything else, it's actually a very good card still. So you can win games because of this. 1 Poly because of Blaze Man. If you have Blaze Man or Poly or Rhoda or one of the spells in your first opening hand, that's like 7 spells in your deck or 7 chances to open a card that has access to fusioning. So that's really good. And then the 1 Rhoda, the 1 Foolish Barrel, it's just a staple in Shaddolls, in my opinion. You guys gotta run it. 1 Regeki, 1 Instant Fusion because it just extends your plays, but it's kind of cloggy. If you guys are gonna run multiples and use a build around Exceeds and stuff, then you guys can probably play Trap Tricks with some more Instant Fusions. But in this pure build, I think that it's just kind of cloggy, so 1's fine. Triple Shadow Games, we're lucky to have it at 3. I believe in the OCG it's still at 1, so we're lucky to have it. But it is what it is. We have to run it now because Construct's banned. Construct did what Shadow Games is doing right now for us, is in milling the cards faster and getting us, advancing our game state. So for now, we got to run it. It's really good with Beast and Falco. I run the 6 best, in my opinion, kind of traps that answer summons, being Solemns and Bottomless and Torrential. Torrential's not as good, but it is still pretty good because it's like a Brigecki on your opponent's turn, and all your monsters float. So it's not too bad. And then onto the extra deck, we run 1 Shekinaga, 1 Garista, and then triple Winda. So for Garista and Shekinaga, they're okay. They're not as easy to summon anymore unless you dedicate your build to it. And I don't run core. Okay, I guess I should say this. I don't run core, guys. I don't think it's good anymore because Construct's banned. But you could actually, in theory, side deck core to try to make Garista easier against Pendulum matchups. Because if you guys played this deck from before, or you don't know, I guess I'll just explain it. But in Necros format, you guys could actually make no Italis on first turn very easily just by getting a core, sending core to grave to get back your El Shaddoll fusion you fused with. And then when you get that back, you have to have a beast in hand, so sometimes you'll send a hedgehog to search it, which will tribute your fusion for the beast, and then you'll get back your core. And that way you can make, you have your beast and you have a core and you have your L, so you can on their turn make like their play, or the monster, the Ono Italis. But in this case, you can use it against pendulums by making a Grista, and the cards you would need would be like a monster in hand, plus like any Shaddoll monster, plus a Schemata and a Hedgehog, and then an El Shaddoll fusion. And what you would do is you would fuse the Schemata and the Hedgehog, sending the core and searching a beast. And then your core would get back the L, and then you would use the beast to tribute your fusion off your window, and then you would get back the core, and then you can make a Grista, and you would have that other monster you started off with to be able to negate their pendulum summon. So it is something you could do, but you know, Regeki and Dark Hole is a thing, so like I said, window plus back row is just much better gamble, and like you want to play control. This deck's not aggro anymore like it used to be because constructs banned. So then yeah, we also run the one Northern just to go with the instant fusion to help make plays, and then we run one Trishula, one Clear Wing, and one Moonlight Rose. And I think those two cards are very important because if you can establish a window with a Clear Wing and a Black Rose, or sorry, a Moonlight Rose, that's actually a really strong lock to get against a lot of decks. Like this new Blue Eyes deck that's coming out that a lot of people are gonna play. If you can pair a window plus the Black Rose Moonlight Rose, or Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, sorry, that's pretty much GG outside of like Regeki, so or Dark Hole. So that's always that. And then or sorry, Book of Moon too, but it is what it is. We also have sorry, Black Rose Dragon. It actually comes up a lot. It's really good against pendulum decks and stuff that can blow the board and then all your stuff floats, so you just get everything back. YuGiOh Nathung, because Nathung is actually good at going for game, and YuGiOh is just a standalone good card. He's 28 beers, so he helps you get in a lot of damage. Sometimes you need it to go for game. And then Armada is just the same thing. It's just a good card. Sometimes it comes up, and you actually have the room to run it. And it comes up more often than you guys think it would. And then round off the extra deck, we have a Castell for our utility, and a Dweller just to help us fight against grave decks. And then so onto the side deck. There's actually a lot of stuff you guys can side. You guys can side trap hang traps, side deck hang traps, fiends. You guys can still run the mistake. You guys can run floodgates like anti-spell because the deck can actually work around with anti-spell a little bit. And then I feel like you guys got to run the Emperor Iron Wall because Cosmos is literally the worst matchup you have. Like I've actually been able to beat Monarchs with Shaddolls with no construct, and the stars kind of have to align for you to beat them. The same way it has to be with Cosmo, but it just seems to me like I've won more times against Monarchs at full force right now with this specific deck than I have with Cosmos. And so maybe if you have a lot of Cosmos and you're playing at your locals and at your regionals or wherever you feel like you're going to go to, whatever tournament it's going to have a lot of Cosmos there, then maybe you guys can run a trap ship build. That wouldn't be a bad idea. But because Shekinah is kind of hard for them to get around. Remember that, guys, because the Summon Dark Destroyer, Shekinah can get it if they try to destroy. And it's a 3,000 butt. So remember that, guys. Don't forget, Shekinah is pretty good against that matchup. You just got to have the good back row. Or maybe like a Dweller, something. But it's just, they still have a lot of ways around you guys. So it's a very tough matchup. But one positive thing you guys should, if you guys are actually playing Shaddolls and you guys are trying to be competitive, I highly suggest you guys look into deck Lockdown against Burning Abyss and against Draco Pals. And the reason why I'm saying this is because for Burning Abyss, it was always good. And you guys think, well, they only search with Skarm. Yeah, but they special summon Tour Guide from deck. And they also special summon from deck with Graph, right? And those are like two of the best cards in the deck, right? They're limited for a reason. And deck Lockdown says neither player can add cards from the deck to their hand, and neither player can special summon monsters from their deck. And think about it, Draco Pals, guys. So they search with Monkey Board, they search with Joker, they search with all of their cards. They just search so much, and their best card, Draco Face Off, special summons from deck. And even though it's a chance to special summon from deck, it's still special summons from deck. So I'm not too sure if it actually stops that card or not. I actually have to read that both those cards a little bit better. I'm gonna go look that up for you guys, but I think it might actually stop the Draco Palace. So you might want to consider running deck Lockdown to stop all those decks. And then there's also Zombie War and like Master Restrict. I personally feel Zombie War is a little better because you can activate it right then and there, and it just shuts off their Aether play so they can't disrupt your turn with their Aether, Stormforth, and Escalation crap. And then you guys can also, against Cosmos, if you're having a hard time, not only Iron Wall, but Storming Mirror Force is actually a pretty good card too. So, you guys can run that. And I suggest always looking out for Royal Decree, because Royal Decree is one of those cards that actually helps you guys fight against a lot of rogue. Window plus Royal Decree can help you guys fight against like Volcanics and people that are playing that. So always remember Royal Decree is a good card. And then if you guys like this video, just give me a like. It helps the channel grow. Leave a comment in the comment section and telling me what you guys want to see on my channel. And subscribe for more YuGiOh content. Thanks guys. Take it easy.